So Borderlands 4 is full of so many pieces of gear that are not legendary that are really, really good. In many cases, even better than legendaries. So this video, I want to show off 5 pieces of purple or lower rarity loot that I think you really need to be finding in your playthroughs. It's gonna help you out a ton, and it's gonna be useful for basically all builds as well. Like no matter who you're playing, what type of setup you're doing, there's gonna be something in here that you can use. Before we jump in, if you guys want to help me hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, that'd be greatly appreciated. I really do think we can do it. It's a long way, but I do think we can with the launch of Borderlands 4 here. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you do find the video helpful. Really do appreciate it. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this video. First up on this list are Vladof SMGs. There's a lot of different like varieties of them. Like this one has the old bandit, reload with the 2 mags on the side. This is actually personally my least favorite variants of them just because the reload time is really long. There's one that's kind of more like a Type 100, like a real life gun where the mag just comes out straight to the side. Very quick reload. You can get it with like no sight. That's personally my favorite. I have a lower level version, but this is currently my best level 50 variant. They can come in different elements, like this one's shock. I've gotten ones that are radiation. They can basically whatever. And then also they can have really good underbarrels. This thing has an alt fire for a taser, and this is very, very strong. This helps you deal a ton of passive damage. It helps you add clear. Like they're very, very useful, especially here on Harlow with the setup I have. These pair very well with it. So just in itself, the gun is very strong. So I'm just here at a drill site. You can see, this is shock against flesh. So it's like not even the most ideal scenario. I would love to have like a radiation variant, but right there you can see the reload that I don't really like out of this type of weapon. But once we actually like start using it with the build, it gets way better. See? We get the ricochets, entanglements, we do bonus damage to entangled enemies, all of that good stuff. So like once you're actually using it with a build too, it gets even better. And now for the alt fire, you can just shoot it on the ground. It's going to chain to enemies nearby. Once again, shock on flesh, not that great. But the main reason you use these are for like big targets. If you just spam them all out, they'll all stack together and deal massive damage to enemies. So like I put those there where the drill spawns. It's just going to cover that area for free for me. So that's what I like to do, is just kind of like zone down areas with the tasers and save it for bosses, which here I'll show at the end of the drill site. But overall, very strong weapon. I have this variant. This is a radiation one. No sight on it. This thing's like level 30 something, and even then you can see the amount of damage this thing ends up doing. Like, I think it's like a level 38 weapon or something like that. Now if I could aim and actually see who I'm shooting at, it does pretty dang well for being incredibly under leveled. But yeah, you can find that variance on level. You're gonna be good to go. But let me get to the boss here so I can show you the tasers and the full setup. Boss is just now spawning in, so what I'm gonna do is throw this down so I can get my bonus damage here. Boom, spam out the tasers. Now unfortunately this guy is gonna be jumping around a lot, and I kind of missed, but even then, yep, there it goes, and he's dead. He's just dead. And that's just basically the underbarrels shooting the main fire at him too. All works pretty well. You don't even have to aim down sight. So there's a lot of good things to be had with the Vladof SMGs. Pairs very well with Harlow, but you can use it on any character as well. Next up, we have a specific underbarrel attachment. It's not really the gun itself that does very well. It's going to roll on Maliwan shotguns is where you can end up finding this attachment. But this attachment is called Beam Tossers, another alternate fire. Alternate fires in this game across the board are just overall very strong, and this one happens to be one of the strongest. So it launches a projectile that fires 3 beams that each deal 14,522 damage here. At endgame, they can vary in like how much damage they do depending on the rest of the parts of the weapon. And you can see its cooldown time. It's just going to regenerate 3 ammo after 26 seconds. But if we take a peek at this in person, see I'm on this mode right now. It's going to shoot out a ball with 3 beams that are shooting out the side. It's not really the best mobbing weapon. It goes pretty slow. What you're really going to want this for is for big bosses, because the cool thing that this does is it just keeps traveling through enemies. So if it's a really long boss, it's going to get a ton of damage ticks in there. You shoot through the middle. All 3 beams are going to be hitting him. It's going to hit him many times each, and it ends up just evaporating the boss. It's kind of like boring an enemy from Borderlands 2 on Zero. It's basically a very similar effect in with how it looks to killing the boss. And also, it's going to bounce off of walls and stuff. So if I shoot it here, it's going to bounce and come back. So there's some bosses If they're up against a wall, you're just gonna pass through them, hit the wall, come back and hit them again if somehow they're not dead. You can shoot it off ceiling. All sorts of really good stuff with the bouncing. But yeah, wouldn't really use it for mobs, but yeah, bossing is gonna go crazy. So right here, I'm gonna have the boss come out. I'm on the beam tosser still. And if he's gonna be jumping around a bit, but there we go. Just one little hit did half his health right there. I'm gonna shoot another one. He's not the best boss for it just because he's very squirrely. And once you get through 2 of his health bars, his head disappears, so it kind of stopped damaging. He's not the best case scenario for it, but you can just see, you know, in the couple ticks we did so much damage to the boss. And if you have a big one who doesn't really move, I mean, you're just going to evaporate him. It's so strong. You get matching elements too. If it's just a flesh boss, you get a fire one. I mean, they're going to disappear. Highly recommend getting a beam tosser in your playthroughs. Next up on our list is going to be Jacob's shotgun, specifically the one-shot variant. So if they have like 1 or 2 in the mag, and after every time you shoot, you have to reload, those feel by far the strongest. Get a little bit of reload speed. It's not going to matter. And then they're going to have sometimes an underbarrel called a spread launcher. This is the strongest thing I've basically used in the entire game. And as you can see, this is on a green variant really quick. If I hide my screen here, or my face cam, this is green rarity, uncommon. You can get these like out of the gates. They are just so strong. They're going to carry you for so long. They're going to carry you for so long as well. Like you can use them like 10 levels under plus and they'll still be fine. But if we take a look at spread launcher itself, it's going to fire a spread of grenades. So they're explosives that deal, in my case, 25,000 times 5 damage each. So, well, it's a little weird worded. It shoots out 5 projectiles. Each one does 25,000, not 25,000 times 5 per 5. Like, it's very oddly worded, but yeah, you shoot that one shot every 20 something seconds, and the damage it does is just, I mean, it's just insane. And then if you pair it with like bleed on Vex, because that's technically a kinetic damage source, you can apply bleed with bloodletter and just get some insane numbers. And so just really quick on this testing dummy, if we shoot this guy, we can see the bleeds and damage it puts out. Let me change the damage interval to 5 seconds here. Just boom. Those hit for hundreds of thousands. And our bleeds are now doing hundreds of thousands. And that's just the gun by itself. There's nothing else like feeding into it, except for like obviously some of my skill tree stuff. But like I'm not using an amp, anything like that. It's purely just shooting this thing. There's other things you can combine this with, which we're going to get to next in terms of items that you're really going to want to find. And the spread launcher, just an absolute must-have. It's easily one of the strongest items in the entire game. This is going to transition us perfectly into the next item that I want you to show you guys, and something you're going to need. I've used it on every character so far just because it is that strong. That is a rep kit with the amp here. So on use, grants increased damage to the next shot, 200 plus 200%. This is just so absurdly strong. When you combine that with the spread launcher, like I said, you just do so much damage. Then if you happen to find this on an order variant of a rep kit, you get 2 charges. So you can get multiple amps in a row without waiting the full cooldown. The order is just by far the best type of rep kit with the 2 charges. So keep an eye out for these and different, perks that you want. But I do recommend using amp all the time. Every time you go down and get back up, you get another charge of your rep kit for free. Even if you just used it, you're going to have another one. So you can get that amp damage very often if you end up going down a lot. And yeah, just really quick, I'm going to use the same exact setup that I just showed off with the spread launcher. But this time, I'm going to do an amp first. So here, same dummy, spread launcher, same everything, shoot it, and we're gonna get way more damage. And this is obviously just a chance of the bloodletter thing, so ignore the not 200% more bleed damage there, but it just does so much more damage. I'm telling you, you will one shot so many bosses with just this combo of an amp rep kit and a spread launcher Jacob's shotgun. That combo will carry you through the entire game. You will just destroy everything. I cannot stress that enough. So if you're struggling with any bosses, give that combo a go. You're going to have a really easy time no matter what character you're playing on. Now, if you've seen any of the other videos that I've been putting out since the launch of Borderlands 4 here, You're going to notice I've mentioned this thing a lot, and that's seriously because it is one of the best items in the entire game and allows you to do so much shenanigans. It's basically best in slot for every single build in the game, except for if you're trying to do grenade damage. That's pretty much the only time, or anything ordnance related is going to be the only time you're not using this, just because you want to use something that does damage. This doesn't do damage, but it facilitates you to deal so much damage. And what actually does that is you're going to need a Jacob's throwing knife specifically, and it's going to have damage amp payload. So damage taken by the impacted target is increased by 15% for 5 seconds. Overall, big bonus there. But when one of these knives rolls with this, it also has a chance, granted it's a high enough rarity, to fit in an augment. And one of these augments can be the penetrator augment. Damage to the impacted target are automatically critical hits for 5 seconds. This is all damage is now a critical hit. Status effects, your action skill, you name it, it is going to be a critical hit. So it is just insane. Granted, it doesn't work, it's not true 1-to-1. If I put one bullet into the head of this dummy and then one into the body with that with the knife applied, the one at the body is going to be significantly lower. So you still want to aim for the head and wherever crit spot, the enemy has. But it just is such a big damage amp and allows you to do silly things. Like, I have a video out on the Vex bleed and how you can stack it infinitely. Like, this is essentially the way to do it. Like, really quick, if I show the spread launcher amp, if I combine all of these things together, they're insane. Like, all these items in a vacuum are nuts, but when you combine them is where it truly gets crazy. So let's go ahead and throw a throwing knife so we get the crits. Spread launcher. I blew myself up. But yeah, you can see it's doing silly things on Vex where it's making the bleeds stack themselves because now those bleeds are critting, and just the way it works. But yeah, it's just insane. Go find one of these. If you find it at level 1, it is going to last you forever. Don't get rid of it. So if you start a new character, you can equip it right away. Just whatever lowest one you have, keep it. Obviously, replace it with a level 50 or whatever, level 1 that you happen to find later on. So it can do some damage. You can kill some mobs with it here and there. But the main thing you're going to be using it for is just getting those guaranteed crits and really skyrocketing your damage. Yeah, those are 5 pieces of non-legendary loot that you really should be looking for during your playthroughs of Borderlands 4. I'm not kidding. Like, I don't have these equipped just for the video. Like, this is what I have on at all times because they are just that strong. So the spread launchers, like, I've just been using this green one because it's really high base damage of the spread launcher, level 50. It doesn't need to be blue. It doesn't need to be purple. It just doesn't have to be. You can use greens. You can use these purple rep kit, the throwing knives. Like, they are just that strong. So I do highly recommend that you give these a go. If you found the video helpful, gave you some stuff to hunt for in your playthroughs, make sure you leave a thumbs up on the video. Let me know. Also consider subscribing, helping me reach 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That is my ultimate goal. So if you want to help me with that, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully you all enjoy it, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya.